What up, guys? Today is the start of week 3 of the power building program. And when I saw the number that I was supposed to hit today on deadlift, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared. So last week, I did 425 against green bands for 5 sets of 3, and that was already pretty hard. That's like already like a RPE 8.5, RPE 9. So when I saw 445 on my program, I'm like, fuck, that's gonna be RPE 9.5, probably 10. I'm probably gonna start grinding after my second set. But to my pleasant surprise, when I hit my first set, the weight actually moved relatively fast. It was at like a RPE 8.5, so it felt really good. And that was kind of surprising because when I first saw that number, it did trip me out a little bit. And then when I was warming up, the weights wasn't moving particularly fast either. And last week on Friday, I bumped up my deficit deadlift from 275 to 315 for 3 sets of 10. So my lower back was kind of feeling it already. And I was like, oh man, today is not gonna be a good deadlift day. But I'm really happy that I was able to train with my team. And we bumped up the music and we're like, you know what? We're just gonna fucking bite our tongue and then power through this workout, and we got it done. So 5 sets of 3, 445 against 90 pounds of bands, and I blasted them and it felt really, really good. Then we moved on to the high bar squat. And 3 weeks ago, I gave myself a personal goal. I was like, you know, in like around 4 weeks, I would love to hit 275 for 4 sets of 10, beltless and sleeveless after the deadlift. But every single week, I have not been able to add weight. Like the RPE has been staying at RPE 8, 9-ish. And although it does look like it's moving fast, my quads, they're just on fire. And no matter what I do, the weight doesn't feel any lighter. And a few years on earlier in my weightlifting career, I probably would have been a little bit discouraged because I would have been like, damn, on this accessory, it's been 3 weeks and I haven't progressed. But because I'm a little bit more experienced now, technically every single time that I bump up my deadlift and my high bar squat accessory stays the same, technically I'm PRing on that lift, because I've already pre-fatigued my body with a higher amount of weight and overload. So when I'm hitting 225, my body's not gonna respond to 225 as if it's fresh every single time. So if you take that principle and you extrapolate it, and if someone is now pulling 700 5 sets of 3, and afterward they're fucking wasted and they're still hitting high bar squat 4 sets of 10, that means that 4 sets of 10 is still a PR compared to when he used to only pull like 315. Then I'm actually improving, so I'm really, really happy about that. I'm not frustrated at all. Every single week, I just gotta get the work done, get the hypertrophy in on the quads, and keep pushing on. One thing I am really happy about though is I've been able to increase weight on the straight leg good mornings, where I lock my knees completely out and pretty much the entire load is on my hamstrings and lower back. And we start off with some baby ass weight. It was just a bar and maybe a 10 on each side. And finally I was able to do quarters. So now I'm doing 95 for 4 sets of 15. And this shit burns like a motherfucker, but I really feel like this is one of the best accessories. And it's really been helping out my deadlift. Even on a fatigued lower back, every single week I've been able to add 10, 15 pounds to my main working set. So we'll see how far this goes. My body's telling me that I do need a deload, and on paper, I do have a deload coming up next week, but we'll see by Friday, and I may not even need to. Maybe my body is just fatigued, but I can still hit those weights, so we'll see. Additionally, one thing I've been doing is doing different types of cardio to keep cardio interesting, because I don't know anyone that really likes cardio except for runners and marathoners, which is why they're pretty skinny, because they're not into lifting weights. But today, David came down, so we're probably gonna shoot around and just do 20 minutes of cardio and play basketball, because one thing that I'm trying to do now is to help with the fat loss process is to do some cardio, like just 20 minutes of any type of cardio, walking the dog, pushing the sled, running suicides, or just playing basketball, going hiking, just anything. Just 20 minutes of cardio 2 to 3 times a week. So I got my basketball shoes on and I'm gonna go play with David. Peace. There are a few snatches within those 15 that look legit, and I see the triple extension. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Improvement is improvement, as well as me training my shoulders, so can't really complain there. Yeah!